Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks so much for watching another episode of Talking Points. Now, if you haven't seen our video bites before, then you are welcome to scroll through the page that you're watching now, and all of our episodes are there. We're giving you a lot of information, a lot of new education on things around property investment, tax investments, of tax, tax-free investments, precious metals, and so much more. So make sure you watch all of our episodes. Now, today we're keeping on the topic of tax, and we're going to be focusing on source documents. Now, this is something that's often missed or overlooked in tax submissions, which could cost you dearly. So this afternoon, I'm joined by Destinata Accounting's Anneline Lamond. So thanks for taking the time to speak with us today, Anneline.
Hi, good afternoon, Damien. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Thanks, Anneline. Now, can you tell us a source document? What is it and why is it important?
Okay, so a source document is the original document that contains the details of a transaction, and it is important because it serves as backup. So obviously, if you are going to make a transaction without backup and you deduct the expense and SARS do an audit, that can cost you if you do not have the source document. So it is very important to have source documents.
Now, Anneline, can you give us some examples of what a source document is? If someone may not have, submitted before, they might not realize what a source document is. Could you just give us a couple of examples?
Okay, so I'm going to speak specifically about trust. So every trust have a bank account. So bank statements, very important to have. Bond statements, if there's bonds in the property in the trust. Rental statements, levy statements, repairs and maintenance. If there is any investments in your trust, an IT3B certificate, 3C certificate, and also an investment portfolio summary. Also, Damien, something that a lot of clients do miss is a final statement of account. This is extremely important when you purchase or sell a property because this document has all the information we need to calculate the capital gains tax.
All right, and I think a lot of people don't realize that importance. And I mean, having those documents makes it easier for you guys as accountants to do the job. But now, let's say a taxpayer isn't in possession of a certain source document. What are the options available to them?
Okay, so with certain source documents, there's no compromise, right? Like a bank and bond statement, and like I mentioned, the final statement of account. But in cases where you pay the levy directly from the trust bank account and the rates and taxes directly from the trust bank account, and the descriptions are very clear, we can do the allocation. However, we cannot guarantee when SARS come and do an audit that expenses will be allowed because it comes back to a backup. It all comes back to having that backup for your transactions.
Now, Annie, you mentioned a scary word there, which is audit, a SARS audit.
Yeah.
After you do your submission, how long does SARS have that they can essentially ask for these source documents?
It's 5 years from date of submission, and it varies. Sometimes SARS can go back if they see something is fishy or whatever, because they're obviously requesting it to prevent fraud and obviously to verify the transaction.
Sure. So, I mean, it clearly shows that there's a massive importance around maintaining these source documents. So, what would you suggest is the best way to track and to maintain all of those documents throughout the 5-year period?
Okay, so as soon as you receive any form of statement, any form of document, no matter how small it is, email it directly to your accountant. I mean, it's important to send these to your accountant on an ongoing basis, simply for safekeeping, and then all your documents are there. It's safe, it's on the server, your accountant have access to it, and then there will be no comebacks.
Fantastic. Well, guys, there you have it. Make sure you're not caught off guard with your next submission. So speak to the experts and let them help you. So, Anneline, if viewers want to get in touch with their Sonata Accounting, how can they do so?
They can email services at wealthmastersclub.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Anneline. Now, don't forget, we'll also be having a live webinar this Saturday. So it's going to be a full day live webinar, and we're going to be focusing on wealth creation. All right. So that is with the Wealth Masters Club. So if you want to know how you can create financial freedom or to plan towards your retirement and invest in property, then you need to join our webinar on Saturday. Now, to register, you have to visit www.wealthmastersclub.com. And on the top right-hand corner, there's a banner that you can click on to register for the webinar. It is absolutely free. It is a full day from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to be live streaming from Emperor's Palace in Johannesburg. So I can guarantee you that it's going to be a life-changing event because you're going to learn things that you have never learned before, things they would never teach you at school, things that you need to know if you're going to be financially free by the time you retire. So make sure you visit wealthmastersclub.com to register for that. And I'll be posting the links in the description below for you to find us easily. So thanks for taking the time to learn with us today, and we will see you again next week. Bye-bye.